All right, we are back in our studio kitchen on this Food City Friday. Chef Jimmie Jones here making all kinds of good stuff. All of our guests are like, do I have to leave? No, come stay. JJ's got a party going on.
That's right. We like to bring the fun.
We do bring the fun, yes. And we've got the tomato soup and the grilled cheese, like elevated, both of them. So now you've got all kinds of good stuff. So where do you want to start here?
Well, I'll start really with a kind of a dip. Now, you know, everybody's got that crock pot dip, but you can also do it in the oven. You know, and it's something you can put in there on about 400 degrees for usually about 20 minutes, stirring several times during, and stirring really at the end till you really get everything incorporated. But, you know, Velveeta cheese.
Okay.
I've got chicken with taco seasoning on it.
Oh, nice.
I've got a pepper jack cheese. I've got a Mexican cheese, which melts very well, or a quesadilla cheese is good as well. I've got some black beans and corn. And all I did to this is just add some milk. Now, you can do all sorts of stuff. You can add broth to it.
Okay.
Instead of milk, you can add a light beer to it.
Really?
And have kind of like a beer cheese. So there's a lot of stuff you can do with that. And then you just mix it together. You can put it in your crock pot or you can put it in your oven, whichever one you want to do. And you get several dips. Now, I've done several versions. Like here's that version with the black beans and corn. And then this one actually just has pulled pork in it, no taco seasoning or anything, and pico de gallo.
Oh my goodness, that looks wonderful.
Yep. And if you have leftovers, you know, and the smoker wagon goes around all the time, you know, you can get that location on the foodcity.com. And you get you some of that ahead of time, put it in the refrigerator or freezer, thaw it out later on, use it for your game day.
Okay.
And have it ready. And this is taco beef.
Oh,
so I just did taco beef. So it's the same thing, 3 different ways. Super simple, super easy.
So you kept it kind of separated as you put it in, and then at the end you're going to stir it all together.
Yeah, and you probably want to stir right in the middle, just to get the cheese and the sauce kind of combined.
Oh my goodness, what a wonderful way to do that.
Now, if you don't like Velveeta, you can always use cream cheese.
Okay.
So another thing we got is meatballs.
Oh my goodness.
So I did a queso meatballs because we kind of have a little theme going.
Okay.
And that's basically all it is some pico de gallo. It's a farmstead pico you can get in the deli department.
Okay.
And it's got a picante and whatever queso or cheese sauce you like. It could be Tostitos or Fritos or whatever you can get off the shelf in a jar or can. Or if you make it yourself, you can use your own. And that's all that is. I added some cumin just to punch that flavor. And then you've got this great, and you can imagine that on a sandwich.
Oh, man.
As your own different kind of a meatball sub.
That is delicious looking.
And I just used meatballs out of the freezer. I didn't have to make the meatballs. We've got some great quality ones in the freezer, and that's all I did is heat those up in that sauce, and that could be a great crock pot item.
Oh, that looks fantastic. And you can tell something like that looks that cheesy and meaty, they're all going to right here. Just, you know, dipping away, eating away, crunching away.
Yeah, and you think about nachos. Everybody likes nachos.
Yeah.
Well, how about one with pretzel chips? So the little pretzel crackers, you know, you can get. This is a great little cracker you can buy. There's different flavors you can get. And all that is, instead of doing the taco beef, I just put a little bit of brown gravy with the ground beef. And I sauteed onions and mushrooms.
Okay.
And I use a plain cheese sauce. So you almost have like a Philly cheesesteak type of nacho.
Oh,
it's a whole different version. And I threw some jalapenos, I like some spice. I threw a little bit of pico on top and some crispy onions just for crunch. And so you've got a whole different take on nachos. You know, you can even top it with cheese and put it in your oven like you do nachos.
Okay.
But it's just a different way of thinking about it.
Well, and I love with those pretzel chips, they're a little bit, they're more hearty, so they're going to hold more of the good stuff, you know, when you're pulling it out.
They hold up better, you know, usually after a while, tortilla chips start to get really soggy.
Yeah.
These guys will hold up a little longer for your party, and they're real fun and something different that not everybody does.
So clever. Yeah, I love it. Okay, good stuff.
And you know, the last thing I want to show you, it's just kind of like taquitos. You're making your own. So really, you could do it any version you want. Like this right here in particular is a pizza version. So I got a tortilla. I put a pizza sauce down. I've got some pepperonis. And all I did is I rolled them up really tight. And then I cooked it off in a skillet. You can bake it, you can cook it. And then you've got these little thin desserts. You come in pieces, you come in half, you can serve them whole, serve whatever dipping sauce you want. And I even went a little crazy. I had some pulled pork.
No, you?
I had some pulled pork left over. So I did barbecue, pulled pork, jalapenos, and pepper jack.
Oh, yum.
So if you think about that, there's so many things. If you're a big fan of a cheeseburger, it could be American cheese. It could be mustard, mayonnaise, ketchup. It could be a little bit of lettuce. Hamburger. It could be your hamburger. You can have a lot of fun with taquitos. It's like a mini, I call it like a mini burrito way. I don't deep fry it. but you can.
Okay.
You know,
But you just kind of, you know, rolled it up, and then did you just put that in the skillet?
I did.
With some oil, a little
bit of garlic butter for the pizza, and a little bit of butter for the barbecue, and I just toasted all sides real good. Or you could brush it and put it in your oven, bake it on about 350, 375 until you get the brownness you want.
Oh man! And then, like you said, the options are endless with something like that.
Yeah, it's, you know, again, it's kind of like a burrito, or even the chimichangas these days. You see a lot of people doing egg rolls and chimichangas, and they're doing them 14 to 15 different kind of flavors now.
Yeah, kind of like your dips.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. And we started with the tomato soup with that grilled cheese, which also you gave us so many different varieties of that. And I love what you did with the bruschetta there.
Yeah, you know, the little bit of baguettes is so nice and crispy, and that's going to really hold up well when you're dipping it. Sometimes you get that, you know, just a regular white bread, it falls apart a little bit. This is going to be more durable. It's going to last a little longer on your plate, and it's going to hold up when you're dipping it. And that's the fun part, is dipping it in there.
Oh yeah, so we've got our durable bread. We have our durable pretzel chips over here with these fabulous looking nachos. Oh my goodness, all kinds of good stuff. You having a big Super Bowl party?
We can have one here today.
Yeah, we definitely do. And I love that everything you did, you gave us some ideas for little shortcuts. So we don't have to make it from scratch. We can buy those great tomatoes that are in the can ready to go. We've got the meatballs coming out of the freezer.
All these things can be made ahead of time too. So you can make these ahead of time, just toast them up the day of. You can make this ahead of time, just mix it together and heat it up later. And this you can make, and all you got to do is put it in a crock pot or your oven. So all these things can be a time savings for you and not make that day so stressful.
Great stuff. All right, for more information, other great recipes, you can check out the website, foodcity.com. Chef JJ, thank you so much for joining us today. All kinds of good stuff. Can't wait to see what you make. We'll be right back.